Universal law of gravitation. Isaac Newton attributed Moon's orbit round the Earth to a centripetal force directed toward the center of the Earth, and arrived at a mathematical expression for the centripetal acceleration as given below. Assuming the orbital radius to be Rm, Am is equal to v square by Rm equals 4 pi square Rm by t square, where v is the speed of Moon related to the time period t by the relation v equals 2 pi Rm by t. The time period t is about 27.3 days, and Rm was already known around 3.84 into 10 raised to 8 meters. According to Isaac Newton, force of gravity of the Earth was the same on all objects. But experiments proved that accelerations due to gravity on the apple and the Moon were 9.8 meters per second square and 0.00272 meters per second square respectively. That is, the acceleration of the Moon was only 1/3600th of that of the apple, though the Moon was far more massive. Why are the accelerations due to gravity of the Moon and the apple different? He solved the riddle by considering the distances. The distance between the Moon and the Earth's center is 60 times that of the distance between the apple and the center of the Earth. Considering that the acceleration due to gravity of the apple is 3,600 times, or 60 square times that of the acceleration due to gravity of the Moon, Newton could deduce a mathematical relationship. Force of attraction between any object and the Earth is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the object and center of the Earth. Newton extended this relationship to all objects and propounded his universal law of gravitation. The law can be expressed mathematically as follows. Force of gravity on a point mass m2 due to a point mass m1 separated by a distance r can be expressed as force F equals g into m1 m2 upon r square, where g is the universal gravitational constant. We can express the above equation in vector form. To do this, let us consider a system of the 2 point masses as shown in the figure. Gravitational force on m1 due to m2 acts along the unit vector r equals r1 minus r2. Therefore, we can write the equation as F equals g into m1 m2 by r square into minus r vector equals minus g into m1 m2 by r square into vector r equals minus g m1 m2 by modulus of r cube into vector r. If the gravitational force acting on m1 due to m2 is F12 and the gravitational force acting on m2 due to m1 is F21, according to Newton's third law, F12 equals minus F21. Though we have considered point objects so far, in reality we come across only extended objects. As any extended object is a collection of point masses as shown in the diagram, the force on any one point mass in the object is the vector sum of the gravitational forces exerted by other point masses on this point mass. The equation of the universal law of gravitation cannot be applied if we need to determine the gravitational force of attraction between a point mass and an extended object. It is because each point mass in the object will exert a force on the external point mass. These forces will be in different directions, and the total force will be the vector sum of all these forces. The force of attraction between a hollow spherical shell of uniform density and a point mass situated outside is just as if the entire mass of the shell is concentrated at the center of the shell. Every point region of the shell will exert gravitational force on the point such that there will be components along the line joining the center of the shell and the point mass, and perpendicular to line joining the center of the shell and the point mass. When we sum the forces over the entire shell, the components acting perpendicular to the line joining the center of the shell and the point mass will cancel out, whereas the other components along the line will add up. The resultant force will be as if the whole mass of the shell is concentrated at its center. The force of attraction due to a hollow spherical shell of uniform density on a point mass situated inside it is zero. The force of attraction from all point regions of the shell will be radially directed and hence will cancel out. That is, the resultant force of attraction will be zero.